It really has been an invigorating morning and I suppose early afternoon. I want to just close off with a couple of maybe summary comments and a reminder of the next steps. And really, it's what Catherine has just said. We need your help. And I know we have a cohort on the call today. You need to spread the word, get it out through social media, get people from every corner of the world to really, I suppose, engage with this challenge. So what I'm going to do now, again, is just share literally a couple of slides just as reminders, which might be helpful in this particular recording, and just to kind of set the scene for where you're going to go to next. So the first thing I'm going to say to you is the reminder around the actual challenge we're setting you. And you'll see that inclusion is at the kernel of what we're asking you to do here. So designing innovative ways of increasing participation in sport and physical activity in an inclusive, sustainable and fun way. So that's what you're carrying forward today. And if you enter this competition, that's what we're asking you to try and solve. This particular challenge, just to say to you, was developed through research done by Siobhan O'Neill. So this isn't something that fell out of the sky. It is based on commissioned research. I remind you again, there are sub-challenges, and I'm asking you to choose 2 of them if you enter this particular competition, okay? And you will see that in the earlier presentation. The timeline is basically, there's a window now between today and the actual competition week, which is the 10th to the 14th of October of 2022. And thereafter, we go through judging, the incubation tokens being awarded, and then on to the incubation phase that Eamon so very kindly shared with us earlier. Okay, so quite a tight time schedule, but you have a significant window between now and October to start getting this thing ready. What you should be doing in that time, lots of our colleagues have pointed to the fact that you need to be upskilling, attending seminars, staying in touch with what we're up to, etc., etc. There's lots you can be doing to really galvanize yourselves. We're saying to you, you don't start on the 10th of October with your idea. We want you to start now. Just get cracking, and I'll give you some more pointers now in a moment. So essentially, you need to build your team. Weirdly, depending on the angle of your challenge, that may morph and change as you move through, okay? So the team that you may begin with, you may add people to it, etc., as you go through this particular global design challenge. I want you to think about teams that could literally be all over the world or in your locality. They need to be really diverse. And they're diverse in terms of age, attitude, expertise, everything, you name it, the most diverse team you can possibly put in there, because we still have an inclusion agenda even around the type of team that's going to put this fabulous idea together that you're going to submit. You're going to basically choose your 2 sub-challenges, 1 or 2, you can choose 1 if you wish. You're going to register for the competition, and that will be on a website called DevPost, which is the largest hackathon website in the world. We've been working with DevPost now for the past 2 years. Please stay tuned to social media as to when that window opens and that platform opens for registration. Once you're on the platform, that DevPost platform, all those webinars are then going to be available to you. And I spoke about webinars around design thinking, around the sustainable development goals and how to attach your idea to those, and then also around pitching, which I know you've had a taster today from Judy, but there's lots more to learn there around that and the other areas. Really, really important. We will have other resources on the website for you as well to point to. You're going to compete. And as I say, you can start now. You don't need to be waiting until you register even to start putting your ideas together. And then you submit it. Now, the next slide is really important, and it'll become your holy grail. It'll be the guiding handrail for you as you move through. And this is really the expectation we have of the team in terms of what you're actually going to submit by the 14th of October, okay? So your team name, something that really grabs our attention, the team lead and the team members' names and their profiles, their LinkedIn profiles. And we can accept up to 10 members in a team. And we just need 1 member of a team to be 18 years of age. So we are encouraging younger teams to come in. We just need 1 of the team members to be 18 years of age. Just to also flag with you, whatever idea you come up with, the IP or the intellectual property remains with your team. We're not interested in that, actually. This is your idea, your IP, you retain it. We do not want it. It is yours to develop and to go forward. This is merely an opportunity for us to surface fantastic ideas. Put down your country or a country of submission, and there may be more than one, but the team lead will typically identify that. The main category of them, so the sub-challenges that you've identified, one or two of those. What is the challenge that you're addressing? So if I'm going to put this in a nutshell, it's really going to be that point of view, that narrow challenge you've identified through the design thinking process, okay? So it's the bit that you've identified and synthesized through all of your engagement with the problem. The description of your idea, and then how does your idea meet each of the three judging criteria? So we have three judging criteria: creativity and innovation, the impact on the identified challenge, and the United Nations Sustainable Development Goals, particularly Kazan Action Plan, which we called out earlier, implementation feasibility, which is really vital. And again, that was something that Eamon alluded to earlier around Ignite UCC. We do want to know how ready is your idea, because we have some ideas, even in last year's competition, where they were really quite advanced. And then we had other ideas which were early, but they were really sparky and they caught our attention. They caught the attention of the international judging panel. And that video pitch is really going to be very important. At the moment, we're saying it's a 3-minute video pitch to try and get the nuts and bolts of everything you've done into that. So please follow what Judy has said in relation to devising that particular video. It will be a really key piece that we will look at as a judging panel. And anything else you think that's relevant, please attach. So if you've piloted some ideas, if you have any papers out there that you've written on the idea, anything at all that supports just and gives us some sense of the provenance of your idea, we want to see it as a judging panel. That will really help us. So if I was you, I'd have the design challenge, the sub-challenges, and this little slide on your wall if you're interested in doing this. Keep tuning in all the time to the social media channels to make sure that you're on top of things. But this certainly is going to give you a good direction of travel and to see what's happened. I would say to you as well, when you look at the UCC Civic website, you'll also see links to the previous GDCs and the winners and the types and flavours of things that have come through to give you a sense of what's already out there. Okay? And I'm completely convinced, as Catherine said, that spark is out there somewhere geographically in the world. We'll find it. So basically, just my penultimate slide is really to remind you what's in it for you. Why would you bother to do this? It's the amount you're going to learn, the fact that you're going to have access to all of this expertise all the way through it, the fact that you have a chance to network not only in your locality but internationally, and not only with like-minded people, but also to be challenged by people who are working in different jurisdictions, in different areas, whether it's industry or government or not NGOs. There's just such a kaleidoscope of people involved in GDC. You have such an opportunity to build your contacts, etc., and to propel that forward. And finally, that opportunity for the winning teams around incubation tokens. The chance that maybe your idea is that idea that we want to carry and bring into an incubator so that we can actually really get it on its feet and out there for impact. I want to remind you that the IP remains with the team. The intellectual property always remains with the team. It's a free competition. There's no catch there. There's no money changing hands here. You do not need to pay to enter this competition. It's entirely free. And only one member of your team needs to be 18 years of age if we've younger teams. And the more diverse your team, the better, because design thinking is all about that diversity of thought and experience. Okay, and that's really going to help you enormously if you do that. Please stay in tune with us and in touch with us. We've actually going to have 2 web pages going on. The main web page is going to be the UCC Civic web page, which is here on the slide. There will also be the DevPost website once we open the platform for you with other information. So for I suppose updates on what's happening, go to UCC Civic. The DevPost one is really focused on the competition for this particular year. Please follow us on Twitter and retweet and get the word out there. Follow us on LinkedIn and follow us on Instagram. It has been an absolute pleasure to be with you for the last number of hours. I just have a great feeling about this year, with the breadth of our network and the energy and expertise that we have. I can't thank you enough for being here, and for all my colleagues who've literally come around the table to make this happen. And it's just